Harper Audio presents Between the Sunset and the Sea by Simon Ingram, read by Robbie Macnab. There are more reasons for hills than being steep, and reaching only high. Norman McCaig, High Up on Sullivan. 1. Height. 7 miles north of the village of Tyndrum, in the southern highlands of Scotland, the A82 flinches hard to the left and begins to climb. The pitch of your car's engine drops. You slow. Heavy embankments recede around the tarmac, and the sky begins to widen as you approach the top of a rise. The road makes a long arc like a tensioned longbow until it finds northwest, then, abruptly, it snaps taut. The horizon flees around you, and ahead, beyond the sharp vanishing point of the road and softened by distance, are mountains. These are not the elegant meringue and meadow peaks of the Alps, nor the shrill slants of geology you might find in density in the Himalaya or the Andes. The mountains that lie ahead of you, as you drive this road, are old and crouched and etched with lines of incredible age. The place wasn't always like this. It's the ghost of a once much mightier landscape. They say the ancient mountains of Scotland once stood 5 or 6 times higher, as high as the young peaks of the Himalaya stand today. Some of the oldest surface rocks in the world cover their faces and line their gullies and cracks, exposed by the millennia like dead bone to the wind. The mountains here are the ruins of a giant, explosive volcano, violent and vital. Layers of spat hot rock layered new skin onto already ancient foundations. A million lifetimes later, glaciers hung from the gaps between the peaks, carving brittle arêtes and spitting the shavings of worked land at their feet. Again and again, ice and time returned to this landscape, shaping it and reshaping it like a tinkering sculptor. He's on a break now. Give him a few dozen millennia, he'll no doubt be back. This first sight as you inch into the mouth of Glen Coe never underwhelms. It's astonishing. Even if you've seen it a dozen times, its magnitude is unexpected somehow. We're constantly reminded how tiny Britain is, so it's a surprise to find something so boundlessly big-feeling, especially to people who live in flat places where mountains don't cut the horizon or fill the sky. But if you're a certain type of person, this sight carries something else too, a kind of queer charisma. It invades the emotions and tickles something primal, enshrining mountains onto a sensory level far more stately than merely as a pretty backdrop to everything else. And if you don't know what I'm on about, there's an easy way you can find out. Come here, drive this road, and see what happens. You might feel nothing, of course. Maybe looking up at these mountains produces little more than a mental shrug before your mind wanders back to something more interesting inside the car. If so, best you get back to it. Where we're going probably isn't for you. But feel a flutter around your stomach when you enter Glen Coe, a frisson of adrenaline, an indefinable but unmistakable quickening of the pulse, and sense your eyes being tugged upwards. It's got you. That's it for you now. If you didn't know it already, you've woken something up, and it's never going away. If that part of you is there, everyone's got their own moment when they felt their mountain heartbeat spring to life. It could be something so subtle. Passing through this glen, or somewhere like it, watching the way the evening light climbs across the buttresses of a far-off peak, the sight of wind-blown cloud snared and tearing from the point of a summit, the yawn of steep height against the sky. For some it remains something that stays at sea level. For others, the compulsion gets too strong, and little by little, the closer they creep.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?